I have no idea how this is going to work, but welcome to the Cyrus live stream. I guess I have no idea what's going on, everybody. Wanted to try this, never done this before. Wanted to try to go live. Obviously, not in the studio, not at the house, but it is what it is. Let me try to bring up the stream over here. Here we go. Let's see if I can bring this up. Put that volume down. Okay, I can kind of see what's going on. Don't know who's going to be here, but we're going to give this a shot. We're going to try this out. The production value on this is going to be better than the Cyrus video, hopefully. Let me just check. Hold on. Okay, so I got that going on over there. Okay, so let's move this back. Okay, good. I got two devices, two Apple devices going back and forth, so I apologize. Yeah, so want to go live real quick, talk about Arcade1up's new leak. Yeah, if you believe these are leaks, you're probably a little bit naive. I think that listen, we've been going through this for years at this point, trying to figure out, are these things planned? Is there somebody in the company actually leaking these things? I think that it just seems odd that this stuff just sort of happens, oh, by the way, a little leak pops out, then it goes away. At this point, they should know where the go live button is on their website. I know I do on my channel, so it's really no big deal. Really no big issue as far as I know. So, yeah. At this point, a leak it's got to be planned at some point. Now, the question is, why would they do this? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I really could not tell you how or why they're doing this. It boggles the mind that these leaks continue to happen when you literally have nothing coming out. I mean, you got nothing coming out for months at this point. No announcements, nothing. And then somebody just oops, like I mean, maybe it's the case that they never update their website. So when they do, they don't know who did it last. So they got to find somebody, and nobody wants to do it. So they just kind of point fingers at each other and just have to draw straws. I have no idea. It's just weird. But yeah, so we finally got something new from Arcade1up. And I say new, I got to throw up the quotes because there's nothing really new here. Now, it's on one hand, you got to say, okay, good, they're doing something different. They're bringing something different to us, but they're not really doing anything different. Here's what I'm talking about. So you take a cabinet that already exists. This is the Marvel. This is the MK2 cabinet. Is basically what this is. And hold on, before I go too far, let me see if I can bring up the chat. Highlights saved. I don't know. See, I can't see you. Like, I'm going live here, but I can't see the chat. This is weird. And I can't even ask you to tell me if you can hear me. I'm assuming you can hear me. But anyway, we're gonna keep on going. You take something that is existing, and this is just a cobbled up mess of things that are already existing. I don't necessarily know it's a bad thing. Economically, it makes some sense. We're not going to do anything crazy. We're not going to radically change something to come up with a different design. Stick with what I think works in the right aspect, in the right application. So we talk about MK2, that Deluxe cabinet, and how it kind of captured. It definitely evolved from that third generation. Yeah, it's a second generation Legacies. It really evolved from that. They got the right screen in there. They got rid of the risers completely, which is definitely good. I think, well, I mean, for better or for worse, I think overall I prefer not having a riser. At the end of the day, it just looks better. Aesthetically, it looks better. It stays together better. You don't break up the sides. You don't break up the design. So I think it's definitely the right way to go without a riser. I know there are a bunch of fans out there of the riser. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so I think you got something that worked with Mortal Kombat. I think it was, like I said, it was an evolution. You got the right screen, you got the right design, in my opinion. And it was right for MK. It was right for a midway design. I think that's just the right way to go about that. When we saw it applied as a Yoga Flame cabinet, I think we were just happy that we weren't getting that. Well, first of all, we got a better screen in those Capcom variants of the exact same style and form factor. We also saw, for better for worse, different artwork. Some of it was good, some of it was bad. I like the blue version. The Shinku Hadouken version was better, in my opinion, than the Yoga Flame. The Yoga Flame was just too red, and you just had the Mortal Kombat. Obviously, like, I don't know if I said this, but they put the right monitor in. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, the BOE monitor was in. That was the right thing to do. It was definitely the right way to go. So that was good. But still, I think we were happy about the BOE. We were happy about the little bit wider control panel when it came to Capcom and that variant. I don't know that we were really happy about that application, for that publisher, for that distributor, for Capcom. We wanted, I think, something more. At least I did. I wanted something more like the Dynamo. I wanted something more Capcom. It sort of something that was synonymous with Capcom is what I thought. What I preferred. So we finally got that most recently when they came out in December with the Dynamo style, that Capcom Deluxe. I waited, I waited, and I finally got it. Pretty much as cheap as you could possibly get it and still get it new, right? Open box, but it was still new. I finally got it, and I really dig it. I really, really dig it. I like it. There are a lot of subtle things that they did there. Just the fact that they're now recessing the head of the screws on the control panel, so your control deck is all mostly it's pretty much flat. There's no bolt head that's sticking up. There's no ridge. The side panels are not slightly above your control deck, so there's nothing that impedes your resting, I guess, your hand placement left and right. So that's good. That's definitely a good thing for sure. Um, but and yeah, so anyways, it was good to see that style. So I thought that for sure, moving forward, you would have that distinction. You would have midway cabinets that would have that MK design, and now you would have on the Capcom side of the coin, you would definitely have that Dynamo to kind of separate the two. And that would be your separation. And you could have MK cabinets. You could have multiple different, the skins. You could have a 3, 2, 1, whatever. As far as Mortal Kombat goes, eventually Mortal Kombat 4 would have been the right way to go, in my opinion. But like I said, that is what it is. What can you do? What can you do with these people? So when I saw, so this is a long-winded way of saying that when I saw this leak, and these leaks happen, and I find out about them like most of you find out about them. Somebody tags me on Twitter, or it pops up on Twitter, and I react just as quickly as I possibly can because I know that sometimes these things stay up and sometimes these things go down. So in this case, grab the iPad and just started to screen record. And then once I got what I thought was a couple minutes worth of footage, take it down, do the voiceover. I'm working like crazy trying to get a thumbnail together, trying to get this up as quick as possible. And before it was even done processing, I think they had already taken it down. The link was already dead. So, like I said, we can go back and forth on whether this was intended to be revealed or not. Was it a leak? I don't know. But in any event, what do I think about the actual choices that they made with this? Here's my take on it. Okay, here's my take on what we saw. We know that this is a tie-in to the X-Men '97 cartoon series that Disney is supposed to be. They bought Fox. They bought all those old cartoons from back in the day. It was a very, 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 very popular cartoon back in the day. One of the greats. Handled a lot of serious issues pretty well. We got the Rogue meme out of all that, laying there, looking up at Apocalypse, and trust me, in that meme, in that picture, that screenshot, nobody was looking at Apocalypse. We all knew what we were looking at. Rogue. So we know that there's that tie in there, with the 1997, being the X-Men '97 being like the brand. We saw, I've seen, maybe you've seen, I don't know if you've seen, but I've seen the toys in the toy aisle for '97 for X-Men, '97. That's, like I said, that's the brand. Continuing on that same animation style and that same story. So this looks like it's going to tie in with that. Justin Console Kits, the channel may be dead, but he is still alive. Brought it to my attention, showed me the link that, this is going to be like a mid-April release of the show on Disney. On Disney Plus coming out. Deadpool is coming out in June, July. It's going to be a summer movie, right? So Deadpool's coming out. Of course, it's X-Men heavy. You're going to have a lot of the old X-Men franchise from the Fox era making its way into the MCU. Of course, I know that Deadpool is just going to destroy everything. He's going to mash it up, destroy it, and just kill it. So that'll be fun. I can't wait to see him just make fun of everything because the MCU at this point is kind of dead, in my opinion. But so what I think is this, and here's my take. Here's my hot take, right? I think this is the Kith cabinet for everybody who couldn't get their hands on the Kith cabinet. That's just what I'm feeling. This is X-Men. X-Men is the overarching theme that connects everything together within this, with all these games. It's really not a Capcom versus Marvel. It is just X-Men is the focus of the whole cab, which is why they went with that art style. That's why they did the tie-in with the cartoon. And it is, for those of you who couldn't get your hands on a Kith cab, that's what this is. This is the This is the mass market Kith cab. You're going to get your X-Men theme. It is the same, style, except there's no riser with this one. Then that's it. I think that's just it. They just took parts and pieces that they had laying around. They did a slight tweak to the artwork, which is fine because they also kept the price point at $4.99. Now I've told you on the last live stream, don't pay $4.99. Don't pay more than $4.99 for sure. Now when it first comes out, $4.99 is going to happen. Don't pay that. Just wait. The price will come down. This is not a Kith cab. This is not going to be some super limited thing. $4.99 is good because that's the ceiling on these cabs. That's where they're going to stop. So if you didn't get around to getting a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet, which right now the risered version is still going for $5.99, this is a good way to get your hands on that same set of games, minus the riser, for $100 cheaper. So I give Arcade1up a hard time, and I think it's all deservedly so. I think in this case they did a good job. I think in this case, I would have preferred a more traditional, I would have focused on the game, not the cartoon, not some weird tie-in. Remember the Kith Cab was a tie-in to that old X-Men comic from back in the day. So this is definitely not that. This shows that they're trying to have more of a mass market appeal. They're trying to reach the demographic that's going to be more concerned about, or they're trying to reach the fans that are more fans of the animated cartoons, of the comics, of those characters, than they are the game. That's the focus. And at this point, we just have to deal with it. The games are not the focus. These IPs are the focus. It is what it is, guys. So, but overall, taking a step back, I think they did a good thing. Bottom line, if you wanted to get your hands on a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet, you're going to be able to get it for $100 cheaper. As long as you don't mind the artwork, as long as you don't mind which the original artwork they did on the first version was a departure too. That was not what they had in the arcades. And really what they had in the arcades was bonehead simple. There was not a standard cab. There wasn't even really a dedicated cabinet for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So yeah, it is what it is. So at this point, I think that this is definitely the budget Kith cab. This is the Kith cab for the people that didn't get it the first time. If you like it, cool, great. I mean, I'm a fan of the original cartoon, but this new iteration of it, I don't know if I'm going to be a fan of that. I kind of like things to be what they were, and then why don't you go do something new? Don't try to cannibalize on what was existing. But in any event, that's just kind of where that's how I feel about it. The artwork is okay, it's fine. I just like seeing the deluxe form factor. But as many of you have said in the videos so far, and what I was preaching before, was that XL was the way to go. I still believe that. I just don't think it's going to happen. So I think we're stuck with deluxe. So if you want something, you're going to have to just settle for a deluxe cabinet. If they can weather the storm, which I doubt that they can, maybe we can see XL cabinets in 25 or 26. But for 24, for this year, you can forget it. I don't know if we're going to get much of anything. So it is what it is. So that being said, if you dig it, get it, enjoy yourself. But I think if you're gonna get it, if this is your bag, I think you should still wait. Wait till these things come out. Don't pre-order. There's no reason. I think that's another takeaway. Is like when you look at it, there's no reason to pre-order. There's not one new game on it. There's not one new feature. It's just a deluxe with different art. So no reason to freak out. No reason to pre-order, in my opinion. Just wait. Let them make their way to whatever retailer they're going to make it to, and then pay a cheaper price, with one caveat. I noticed that the link, whenever you clicked on pre-order, there wasn't individual names of different retailers. This could be an online exclusive, and if that's the case, they'll probably have plenty of supply, but the price will not drop. So if you're going to buy, it's going to be like the KI Pro. You're not going to get a price reduction. If that's the case, well, then it's really pretty simple. Do you want to pay $4.99 for another Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cab? I mean, if you have one already, I don't see any reason to upgrade. Like for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till the deluxe cabs, the Capcom Deluxes, the Street Fighter 2 Deluxes, once they go on sale again, I'm going to pick up another Dynamo cab. I'm going to take the PCB out of my Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cab that I have now. I'm going to put it in there. And I'm going to do simple graphics, nothing crazy, because that's kind of what it was back in the day. They were all Dynamo cabs anyway. Most of them were Dynamo cabs with very simple artwork on the sides. And that's what I'm going to do. And since I already have the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cab, I can just pick up a Dynamo. Hopefully they'll drop to $399 again soon. And then I'm talking about $100 worth of artwork, new marquee, side panels. Maybe I can do something with the bezel. I don't know. But at the end of the day, even if I end up spending $500 total, I think I'll be happier with it in the Dynamo style. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents, everybody. Thank you so much for being here for the first live stream in this form factor. This is weird. Like I said, I see that there's 87 of you watching, but I can't interact with you. So YouTube, what are you doing? Fix this. I got to be able to respond to my chat. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Go check out the video, and then we'll talk about this. Obviously, on this Sunday, we got lots to discuss. Not just this, but there's been some changes in my arcade, and my goal of getting my super cab is that much closer. All right, everybody, be safe, and I'll see all of you next time. Now let me just hit this button right there.